Hey, what you guys? How's it going? How's everybody doing? Why is my camera so low? Let me move that down a bit. What's going on there? It's better, isn't it? How are we all doing? Are we all enjoying the dystopian world that has been created for us? Actually managed to catch a bit of sun the other day. Look at that! Look. Literally, a little bit of burn on the old Swede there. They dared to allow us to have some sunshine for a couple of days in England. What can I say? How crazy is that? The old cloud seeders obviously weren't out that weekend. I did promise the other day I was going to do a little ramble about this, The Lie, which I watched the other night on Prime. And although there was a lot of things in it, I was like, this doesn't make much sense. I don't think this would go exactly how it has done in this film. I was thinking about it the next day, and I sort of carried on thinking about it, and that was enough for me to come back and put a little video out for you to give it I'm going to give it the worth a watch recommendation. This is a tight 90 minutes. Okay, it's an easy watch, and it's the kind of film. It's one of those things I almost expect to see on a daytime thing. Probably wouldn't be because it's a little bit adult. I can't remember what the rating was for it, but yeah, you probably wouldn't actually see it in the day. But if they took a few things out, you easily could show a film like this in the daytime, because it was I would say it was like a good. It would make a good short story if you turn this into a good little short story. This would be a nice little read. You know, you could give this a little spooky read to someone before they went to bed. But yeah, I found it a nice little bit of escapism for a few minutes, and that's what we're looking for, isn't it? Just trying to escape from this this hellscape. I don't know what you guys are thinking about it, but it's just like this pressure that's just around us all the time at the minute, and I think everybody can feel. Everybody who's kind of awake and has their own mind and is a bit of a free thinker can feel it. If you're an NPC, you know, business as usual. Consume, consume, consume. Football is on. Watch football. Drink beer. It's all there. But I do feel it's very hard to find that escapism we're looking for. And I think we all just want that. We all just, it's not that we want to escape, we want to escape. We just want to find our own peace, you know? And I find it very hard to find that at the minute. Certainly anywhere that's a social event is ruined. It's just absolutely ruined. I'll give you an example. Essentially, where other people are, it's just going to be miserable. And if it's not miserable, you're just on edge because you're suddenly waiting for things to get worse. I'll give you an example. Let's say I went down the coast where I got the sunburn, and we stopped off at the Starbucks on the way, and we're like, we'll grab a little coffee, a little drink before we head down there. And I went on my motorbike, so I wanted to sit outside so I could see my bike, see where it was. And there was a couple of tables outside. There was one guy sitting on the middle of three tables, so whichever table I sat on, I was going to be sat close to him, which I didn't want to do. I just didn't want to sit there. I just don't want to be near people at the minute. And so I grabbed a drink and we sat outside, and my back was to this guy. And as I sat down, I saw that he had about that much of what looked like a wrap, you know, that he was eating. I didn't think too much of it at the time, but I noticed it and I was aware of it. So there was probably a little bit of anxiety rose inside me, thinking, is this person going to be able to eat like a grown-up and not be disgusting and ruin this moment for me? Of course he couldn't. Of course he couldn't. So I sat down, I had my back to him, and I heard a couple of noises. I thought, there's no way that's someone eating, because that's disgusting. That has to be something else. And then it just kept happening. And it was, I will only do this once, I promise, because I have severe what's known as misophonia, which means the sound of people eating just triggers rage and disgust in me. So it was sounding a little bit like this. I'm not going to do it again. I promise I won't do it again, because even I found that disgusting. But that's what this noise was like behind me. And that was it. It just ruined the whole thing for me. I just could not deal with it. And I thought I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I thought it was a small bit of food. Like I say, it was like that. He's got to have eaten it now. It just wouldn't stop. It carried on going. So I just had to move away. I said, I'm going to go stand over there. I can't deal with this. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So again, what should have been a nice, pleasant moment while I sat there and had my drink was ruined by somebody. As I say, anything social is ruined. And if it's not, you're waiting for it to happen. So let me bring you back to this. This allowed me 90 minutes to lay there and almost become invested in another world. So I'll give you a little rundown, and I'm not going to give any spoilers, obviously, because this is a nice, a fun, tight little film that I think is worth a watch. So here is what you'll find out happens very, very early on, so I'm not giving anything away. The girl in the poster there, the characters in this aren't particularly likable, which I can't work out if it makes it better or worse, because we're not too sympathetic for their plight. She picks up her friends with her dad in the car. They're driving down the road, and they're driving down this sort of remote, empty road next to this bridge. It's freezing cold. There's snow everywhere, and they both say, "Oh, we need to pull over. We need to go for a pee." You guys are in America. So he pulls over by the side of the road. They disappear off, and they don't come back. He then goes off to look for them, but to find out what's going on. Finds his daughter, and the other girl's not there. The daughter then says she pushed her off this bridge. So the dad goes mental. He freaks out. He's jumping in the water, which I thought to myself, that would be extremely cold, that water. He took it very well. I think he'd be shivering a bit. They can't find the daughter. She's like, no, I pushed her. She's dead. Whatever. And they then go back to the car. And in a moment of sort of madness, the dad panics and decides that they're just going to get out of there. Nobody knows they were there. And it's going to be our secret. Hence the lie. They try to then cover up what has happened. And as you can imagine, things build up on top of other things until everything comes crashing down. But I won't ruin any more of it. If you watch a lot of films like I do, you'll watch this and there'll be something you'll probably pick up on quite early on, I suspect. I did, and I'm not going to say any more because I want you to experience it. It's a bit of fun. On Prime, it's free to watch. You can knock this one out in 90 minutes, as I say. Nice little watch before you go to bed. And I think you'll get a little bit of pleasure out of this. Yes, the daughter is obnoxious. Yes, the parents are particularly unlikable. There's not particularly many people that are likable in this film. Not actually much of a cast in it, to be honest. But I wanted to just put it out there and give it to you as a little mini recommendation. I'm not giving this like, yes, this is a Cats and Conspiracies top 10 recommendation. No, it's not. But it's definitely worth a watch. And I had a bit of fun with it, and I was thinking about it the next day. So I'm bringing it to you as promised. It's called The Lie. It's on Prime. Free to watch if you've got Prime. So go and check it out. Hit the buttons down below. Like, subscribe, and comment, of course, if you have seen it. Let me know what you think of it. And I'll see you again soon, guys.